Welcome, welcome one and all to what could possibly be one of the biggest live streams we've done in the 5 years of this channel existing. My name's Lockie. Welcome. This is USA Australia at the 2026 World Cup. One of the most anticipated games in some time from a Socceroos point of view, coming off the win against Turkey, and now co-hosts USA. Here we go, man. This is absolutely huge. Tan Lee, member of the channel, jumping in the live chat first, saying, "Let's go Aussies." This is the game. This is the game for the Socceroos. A win here, and Australia could secure their place in the knockout stage and defeat co-hosts USA, which obviously would be a huge achievement. We know this is going to be a really tough test, though. USA, so much quality. Such a good team with some players playing at a real top level. So this game is going to require Australia to increase their level. And as we speak, the teams are out on the field of play. The national anthems are being sung. The sunshine is shining down on Seattle. They're on the west coast of the US. We are broadcasting live here from the east coast of Australia, where it's about to tick past 5 o'clock in the morning in the middle of winter. Alex joining us in the live chat as well. Welcome. Some big changes to the starting 11. 2 changes, but 2 big changes. I mean, any change would have been big, of course, after the 2-0 win against Turkey. Matt Leckie, Nishan Volupele in those number 10 positions. Those attacking roles, Irukunda and Metcalf to the bench. I mean, I think. Look, personally, I was hoping to see the same starting 11, but of course, we almost have to trust Popovic now after what we saw against Turkey, which was a starting 11 that had, some eyebrows raised. I think it's fair to say, with some interesting calls, but it really paid off in the end. It worked out. So I think at this stage now, we are sort of trusting Popper. I was with whatever he was going to put out here, I was going to trust that, okay, there must be a reason. He's figured something out here. So Matt Leckie and Nishan Volupele, 2 players who currently play their football in the A-League men's competition, 2 rival clubs, in fact, as well. Melbourne City for Matt Leckie, Melbourne Victory for Nishan Volupele. But they are starting here in Seattle against the USA. What an opportunity for these 2 players. G'day, Siphoning. Good to see you here, man. It says, come on, Australia. Alex says, do not like Volupele starting. Seemed out of his depth last game. It's an interesting one. He brings something different. He's able to take defenders on. But of course, last game he had to do a lot of defending. Looking at the other attacking players that we could have brought on, I mean, Volpato, I think that he was maybe a player that people would have liked to have seen involved. Maybe even someone like Aiden Hrustic as well, Mobile. Jamie, g'day Jamie, says, hello sir, to spice things up, I'll donate £50 every time USA score. Appreciate that, Jamie. Thanks for the very kind super chat. Alex says, but yeah, Papa has earned his right to trust. Indeed. There's always surprises in those starting 11s. And Sam's joining us here. Good morning, Sam. Says, good morning, Lachlan. Hope it's not too cold in your house right now compared to mine. Obviously, it's good. Yeah, a little bit chilly for us watching here in Australia early morning. But we're staying warm. We've got the Australia beanie on. So the national anthems have been sung. Obviously, a packed house in Seattle for this one. It's great to see a bit of green and gold in the stadium. And dude, here we go, man. This is it. We've been looking forward to this all week. Obviously, so much excitement and enthusiasm from Australian fans. And just from Australia as a whole, when it comes to World Cup time, I mean, as it is for pretty much any nation, everyone gets behind it. People who aren't even into football get behind it. And like I say, I really do think this is, from an Australian point of view, this is one of our biggest games in recent years. This is, I mean, up there with some of the big playoff games we've had. Obviously, we had an Asian Cup a few years ago as well. I mean, this is just huge. for the Socceroos, based off, coming off that Turkey. This game was already going to be huge coming up against one of the co-hosts, but after that win against Turkey, there's a sense of momentum, there's a sense of ambition about this Australia side. And just, I think Socceroos fans are getting excited about the possibility of what could happen in this game, and if we were to get a good result, what it means. I mean, the Socceroos could potentially, again, it's going to be a real tough test against this USA team, but the Socceroos, huge opportunity here. So the team lineups. Now, this is actually my live reaction. I haven't seen the USA lineup. I haven't seen it. So no Christian Pulisic in the starting 11. No Christian Pulisic in the starting 11. That was one of the big talking points heading into this game. He came off injured last week at half time. So it's Ricardo Pepi who may well be playing on that left-hand side for USA. We'll keep an eye on it. Ricardo Pepi, usually a striker, but he may well be utilised on that left-hand side. And of course, the Socceroos lineup is currently being shown on the broadcast. And it's that same combination of Patrick Beach goals and that back five who was so good, so impressive against Turkey. Paul Okoneksler also maintaining a spot in the starting 11. He was fantastic against Turkey. Mo Toure leads the line once again, but as mentioned, it's those number 10s for Australia who have changed out, and I trust Popper. I trust that he's done this for a very specific reason. And I tell you what, I mean, look, obviously this is going to be a completely different test here for Australia. But the exciting thing is that no matter how this game goes, especially this first half, how the early stages sort of play out, we have the quality on the bench. Australia will come in the second half, and they will. There's a lot of chances for us to really make a comeback. I think in that second half, even if we are trailing at the break. Aaron Kunda, Volpato, Hrustic, Mobile, Yengi could come on. There's so many players that can impact this game. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's USA Australia. Thanks for joining us wherever you're tuning in from around the world. Here we go, folks. USA wearing their home kit, the Socceroos in an all-gold kit for this match. And we are underway in Seattle. So how do the opening stages of this match play out? Socceroos had to do a lot of defending against Turkey. Will this game look a little bit different? We shall see. Shout out again to Jamie for that kind super chat. Really appreciate it, man. Alex says, I might need to donate when Oz scores to match. Yeah, that's right. So, Toure's gotten forward here. Here's a chance for Australia. Shot! Ooh! That's a shot on target within 40 seconds. Well, Mo Toure, that was an error at the back for USA. Now, USA cannot afford that. Within 40 seconds, USA coughed it up at the back, and Toure with a shot on target. Goalkeeper down well to his near post, but there you go. A little warning sign early on here. Toure straight onto that loose pass. That was concerning for USA under not much pressure, and a good opportunity for Australia. Wow. Alrighty, Tarnley also mentioning a moment ago saying, since last game, I can't doubt Popper. Is Australia under pressure at the back? Burgess. His long clearance picked off, but O'Neill's trying to win it back. Aidan O'Neill, one of a few Australian players who play their club football in USA. He's playing with New York City in the MLS. Drysaurus welcome. Says, where's the green shorts and white socks? I mean, to be fair, I guess it's to avoid any sort of clash with the USA's kit. I know USA wearing navy blue shorts there and the white socks. But it's the all yellow kit today. Michael G. G'day, Michael. Says Aaron Kunda and Yengi to impact in the second half. Yep. Michael also says, I think Volpato will get a run too. Yeah, it's great to have those options in the second half. If we need them, if we're chasing this game, there's so many attacking players that we can bring on. So for these early stages, it may well look pretty similar to what it looked like against Turkey USA. currently in possession, and they've got their team pressed up in the forward half. But Australia was so good at defending against Turkey 8. Can we hold on here against the Coyotes, USA? Robinson down the left for USA. And it ends in a goal kick. Robinson, the left back for USA. Expect him to get very high up the pitch in those forward attacking positions. Especially, I mean, as they're showing the broadcast now, Christian Pulisic is sitting on the bench. Pulisic, one of USA's star players, and not involved in the starting 11 today. Again, he came off seemingly injured at halftime. He wasn't involved in the second half in that first game for USA against Paraguay. Of course, USA winning that game with an impressive performance, 4-1. As Aiden O'Neill wins a free kick in his defensive half. Here we go, man. A long ball for Boss. He's won it too, and that's a throw-in that's going to go the way of USA. Jordan Boss. He was good against Turkey. Very, very good as always. And, of course, these two teams met in a friendly match late last year. That game ending 2-1 to USA. Jordan Boss was the goal scorer on that occasion for Australia. So, again, I would expect the game to play out very much in the way that we're seeing right now. USA, especially their defenders, you can see acquiring a lot of passes in Australia, dropping back in this defensive 5-4-1 formation. Tanley says, I think, says, I dislike the yellow shorts. It reminds me of the 2014 Chile game. Indeed. Yeah, we do see the Socceroos from time to time just wear the all yellow kit. There has been some times where we actually have had a full yellow kit during as the cross comes in. Here's a chance, USA. Scrambling in defense. Robinson sending it back in, and as a whistle's been blown. Must have been a foul in there somewhere. But first sort of cross into the box there for the USA. They found a little channel down their right-hand side, and Burgess had to come out and do some defending. The concern was, yeah, how easy they found that channel in that wide area, I think. But yeah, just to go back to that comment about the kits. I think in the 2018 World Cup, our kit was all yellow, just like by default. It was an all gold kit, wasn't it? USA, Australia. Good to see Cozy Platypus joining us once again. Welcome, mate. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. Wherever you're tuning in from. USA have given it away in a dangerous position once again for the second time this game, but Richards has done well to regain possession. And that's a solid challenge from Suter. Chance to get forward. Here's Toure. Mo Toure just closed down, but Australia, who quickly won it, went very quickly forward to Toure for not the first time in this game. 6 minutes in, Boss throw. Has to be retaken. So how many attacking chances will Australia get in this game? On the left for Valupale. Boss just getting crowded out by defenders. Difficult to do much in that position. USA did a good job of just suffocating our attacking play there. Beach sends it long. Leckie getting a touch on the ball. USA do well to poke it forward. Bit of back and forth about the play at the moment. Both teams just trying to get it forward. Bit of physicality. O'Neill's won it. Leckie just wayward with the touch. And that's a heavy challenge, and the USA players aren't happy. I think the challenge probably looked worse than it actually was. I think Leckie was going in for a fair challenge. He was going in for the ball. It was Tyler Adams who just managed to get to it first. Yeah, it was late. It was late from Leckie. But no more than a foul in my eyes. Well in, says Sam. That's right. Love seeing Lecky start to Zalek. I mean, of course, he has that World Cup experience. This is a huge game. We should highlight as well, of course, this is a stadium full of USA fans. What an atmosphere this must be for both teams. But for Australia, obviously, there's great to see some pockets of green and gold in the stands, but almost everyone in the stadium almost is against Australia. And maybe it's going to require someone like 35-year-old Matt Leckie, who's been there and done it, scoring a big goal against Denmark at the last World Cup. Matt Leckie, can he provide that composure and that leadership in a forward position? We'll see if it pays off. USA are building, and this is nice play by them. McKennie in for Dest. USA are in here. Good chance, and that's a block by Burgess. And I'll tell you what, we didn't really see that too much with Turkey. We did not see them get in behind that easily. And USA have done it in less than 9 minutes here. A bit of space, a pocket of space opened up. The little give and go. The 1-2 from USA was nice. McKennie and Dest on the right. And it opened up. It opened up a little bit too easily there. And again, USA looking to make a move down their right. That is Australia's left side of defence. Perhaps they've spotted a weakness on the left side of defence. Is Jordan Boss at left wing back. Cameron Burgess is that left centre back. And we want to make sure that does not happen again. They're knocking it around nicely, USA. Pushing into the final third now through McKennie. Dest. Australia just managing to win it back, but Burgess just hacks it clear. So obviously it's going to be nervous moments if Australia are indeed having to do a lot of defending like this, as it was nervous against Turkey. As they're showing the replays of that little attacking move by USA. I mean, it's good that, at least we still had our 3 central defenders in the way to deal with that. They will go down as a shot for Dest, surely. But it was straight at Cameron Burgess. We did have our centre back in position there to cut it out. This is a good run. Balogun's got away here into the box again. They've scored. USA lead early. It's uncharacteristic from Australia. It's uncharacteristic from this stubborn Socceroos defence. But USA lead. There were some warning signs. Some really threatening attacking play. It's USA 1, Australia 0. Some fast play down the left, and the pace from Balogun. And it's going to go down as an own goal. Cameron Burgess, unfortunately, steering the ball into his own net. There were USA players arriving regardless. But that's an incredible run by Balogun, incredible pace, and USA lead Australia. It's that fast ball movement. It's that pace down the left. And all of a sudden, the Socceroos are in unfamiliar territory now in this tournament. The Socceroos trail. Jamie, thanks for that very kind super chat, mate. Really appreciate it. Oh, my goodness. Tan Lee says, now we know why Leckie and Volupele are used there to physicality to press. As the shot comes in from Australia, and it's Leckie, whose effort goes wide. But Australia, right on the front foot, Volupele and Leckie, you just sort of toe poked it from the edge of the box. Not a bad effort. Dryosaurus says having a hard time keeping up right now. Sam says, I think that was expected. We know they like to press a lot. Wow, so I wonder what this does now for Tony Popovic and his game plan for this match. Conceding an early goal, and it was just the pace. It was just raw pace. It was fantastic from Balogun, who just, I think it was Chikati he was on one-on-one with. And Chikati's got pace. They've won at Heart the Park. It's another giveaway. And USA, Burgess has stepped in with an interception, and it's going to be a corner. It's going to be a corner here. Well, it's quite clear to see the level has dropped somewhat from the Turkey game. The discipline of when Australia were on the ball against Turkey, when we had the limited time on the ball, we were very good at keeping it, maintaining possession, being smart with our passes. Australia have given the ball away on a number of occasions already within 14 minutes of this game, which is concerning. Shout out again to Jamie. Very, very much appreciate that super chat, mate. Thank you. Man of his word indeed. So, USA with a corner. Tillman to deliver the in-swinger. Delivery's good. Oh my goodness, that's a great opportunity. It's stayed out and the whistle's been blown, but goodness me. Perhaps I found the build-up, but USA got to that corner. Perhaps it was McKennie. The delivery was good. Dude, it was McKennie. Sutar was just in front of him, but must have just misread the flight of the ball. Jordan Boss with the block. Maybe there was a handball from McKennie afterwards, perhaps. But Sutar uncharacteristically just misjudging the flight of that ball there. And Weston McKennie able to get a header on target there. This has been a very, very good start for the USA. That much is clear. This has been a very good start. They gave away possession at the back really early on. Toure with that shot on target. But aside from that, Australia need more here. Toure on the ball on the left. And again, USA's defense has been really good. And free kick given away there by looks of things. Really good scrambling defense. Closing Australia down so fast there. Whenever we are in their forward half on the ball, we're just not given any space. Good to see Julian, Alex, Etone in the chat. Welcome, everyone. Michael Gill's here as well, who highlights that there's 4 A-League starters over, Bundesliga, La Liga, Serie A players. Alex says, Pommy here, really rooting for the Aussies today. Early goal for the US is concerning. Look, it is, of course, is that going to be a foul? It not only is it going to be a foul, it's a yellow card for Jordan Boss. These are really interesting. This opening 15 or so minutes has been very, very interesting. McKennie trying to break forward and Boss, a judge to have committed the foul, and he's picked up a yellow card. This is big. Jordan Boss playing in that left wing-back role when he's going to have to do a lot of defending today. He's on a booking after just 16 minutes. This hasn't been a great start. This hasn't been a great start at all for Australia. This has been really, really worrying. Alex says, Grr, Velupile instantly loses it, then gives the foul. Tanley says we're rattled. It feels a little bit like that's the case. As the free kick, the effort goes over the bar, but it does feel like we're a little bit rattled. It does. USA are on top already. Really fast start in this game, USA. They have the lead via an own goal. Cameron Burgess, unfortunately, steering the ball into his own goal. What do you guys make of these opening stages? Let us know in the live chat. Support the channel by hitting the like button. You can also consider sending in a super chat. Shout out to Jamie as well. Really appreciate you sending in that support, mate. Thank you. as Jamie said earlier on. Says, I'll donate £50 every time USA score. And USA, well, it didn't take them long to score. Well, McKennie's not gotten out of the way. Australia, O'Neill wanted to take that free kick quickly. McKennie's not gotten out of the way. It has to be a yellow card. Referee not issuing it, but it's got to be a yellow card for delaying the restart of play anyway. A little bit of O'Neill not looking too happy about McKennie getting in front of that free kick. I mean, it's simple, isn't it? If you delay the restart of play, it's a yellow card. And McKennie clearly getting himself in front of that free kick unnecessarily. E-Tone, no word on an injury in regards to Conor Metcalf. No news on an injury. I think it's just a tactical decision here. Leckie and Velupile, those are the two changes for Australia in this game. Leckie on the right, Velupile on the left. Aaron Kunda and Metcalf to the bench. But again, folks, I mean, this is the thing. I think Popovic was preparing for this exact scenario, folks. I really think he was. There was a good chance the USA were going to start this game really brightly, obviously with a home support behind them, a packed stadium supporting the USA, of course. Obviously a pocket of Aussies in the house, which is great to see. But there was a decent chance that we were going to be in this scenario. And how good is it that we have the likes of Aaron Kunda, of Metcalf, of Volpato, of Yengi, of Hrustic, of Mobile to bring on in the second half if we still trail at that point. USA in a good position, Dest in the box, defenders in the road, and it's Mo Toure, in fact, who's gotten back to make the interception in his own penalty area. Burgess sends it long. Toure's going to chase this. Goalkeeper should get there first. And he's going to pressure the goalkeeper. So well done, Toure, who applied the pressure. Australia take it back. Long ball for Leckie. He's won the ball here, Leckie. Italiano. And just cheaply given away. We cannot afford that. We cannot afford that. We didn't really see it against Turkey. Again, our pass accuracy overall was very good against Turkey. We kept the ball so well. We were very, very smart in the way we played against Turkey. But that was a very, very straightforward pass between Italiano and Leckie that was off the mark. And we cannot afford that, especially in this game today. Otherwise, we will struggle to make an impact in this game if we can't string our passes together in the middle of the pitch. Long ball for USA. Almost in behind, but Patrick Beach with the save. Claims the ball. Baymo, welcome. E-Tones here. Cozy Platypus. Great to see everyone joining us this morning. Australia under pressure. That's given away. That's too slow. O'Neill's caught on it. Balogun with a shot. Australia scramble it away. And Italiano has been given one to chase onto. Socceroos looking to build a rare attack. But again, really worrying signs that how easily the Socceroos just coughed up possession. Okonexla for Italiano. I like the idea from Italiano. He tried to go short to beat his defender, but USA were quick to that one. E-Tone says, it's very wet in Melbourne. I wouldn't want to be at Fed Square. I'm sure even regardless, there's probably watch sites around Australia absolutely packed out right now, of course. We saw some great scenes at Tumbalong Park in Sydney as well. Tarnley, member of the channel here, Tarnley, says we just need to hold on until the first drinks break. Popovic team talk worked in the past two games. That's true. We should be having it in the next couple of minutes. You'd imagine we're on 22 minutes now as Leckie has it down the right. Nice work from Australia. Leckie's going to cross here, and there's a chance because Velupile made a great run, and it's a corner. Nishan Velupile. Let's look at this replay. Toure for Leckie. Tim Ream was a little bit slow to close down Matt Leckie there in that wide position. Leckie able to get the cross in. Clearly a corner. Good defending in the end. But Nishan Volupile, that's a good run. And not too far away. So corner, Australia. First corner of the game for the Socceroos. Can Australia respond in this first half? And you'd imagine this may well be the final passage of play before that drinks break. Harry Sutar being held back physically. The referee keeping a close eye on it, of course. Harry Sutar, clearly a weapon in the box. In swinger, floated in by Okonengsla towards Sutar. Oh, it's almost there. That's going to be another corner. Yep. Another corner. We don't want the drink space right now. Got a little bit of momentum. G'day, Emmanuel. Welcome. Says the Turkey game was 9 out of 10. Basically, everything went right. Yep. We defended so well and we were effective with the ball going forward, but this game has been difficult for Australia, to be real with you. So O'Neill's going to send this one in. Sutar's at the far post alongside Burgess and Chikati. The runs are being made. The cross comes in. Free kick, USA. So a couple opportunities from the corners, and it doesn't work out for Australia, and we're going to have our first hydration break of the game. Jump in the live chat. What do you make of this contest so far? Shout out again to Jamie, who said he's going to send in a £50 super chat every time USA score. USA have already found the back of the net, so I really appreciate that super chat, mate. So, Alex says, got to look after the ball better in possession. Yes, that is very obvious. Just a moment ago, we saw just a simple pass between Italiano and Leckie just came unstuck way too easily. And yeah, often we're just having to sort of send it long, just clear it out. Let's take a look at some match stats, actually, because this is going to be interesting. It's obviously going to favour USA, which isn't a surprise. But they've had some really good opportunities, USA, and have obviously found the back of the nets early on here. Long way to go in this game still. So the match stats, according to FontMob, 63% possession for the USA, just to 37 for Australia. Now, of course, 5 shots for USA, 0 on target, which is worth highlighting. Of course, it was Cameron Burgess who steered the ball into his own net. But actually, that doesn't sound right, because Serginho's Dest's effort would have been on target. It was a blocked shot in the end. Australia have just had 2 shots, 1 on target. That would be that Mo Toure effort in the opening minute. I reckon that shot was on target. And Matt Leckie had one, which he poked wide. Alex says the Yanks are terrified of Sutar in the box. They were certainly very closely watching him. G'day, Sean. Good to see you here, mate. Sean, who joined our memberships the other day. Feel free to check out the memberships if you want to support the channel. Tough start, but we're still in it. Yep. Yeah, this hydration break is going to be crucial just for Popovic to get some words across to the guys and maybe just tweak some things, because it's been a bit concerning how open we've been looking at the back. This, again, has been very, very different to the Turkey game. And we knew this game was going to look a whole lot different. USA, completely different prospect, of course. And the Socceroos just need to be a little bit more resolute and well-organised at the back, because there's been maybe 3 or 4 occasions where they've gotten in behind. The goal, it was just great pace from Balogun. He did so well to get in behind, and the attackers arriving in the box to force that own goal. It was well worked by the USA. It was a nice goal. It was a fast move. And yeah, man, Australia just weren't able to deal with it. But there's still a long way to go. I'm not losing hope at this stage. Of course, no one should lose hope if the margin is just 1 and there's still a long way to go. And of course, we're not forgetting about the players on the bench. Iran Kunda, Metcalf, who both scored last time around against Turkey. Yengi can come on as another option up top. Nabil, Hrustic, more attacking options. There's lots of options. And of course, Christian Volpato, who we are yet to see at this tournament for Australia. Will he be involved? Drysaurus says, Iran Kunda got to get on. Well, it's just almost certainly we'll see him involved in this game, especially after that lovely goal last time around against Turkey. Thanks for joining us for this live watch along, everyone. Great to have all of you keeping us company. So, sometimes we can see momentum change in a drinks break. I'll tell you what, folks. This reminds me a little bit of the warm-up games for Australia, where against Mexico, against Switzerland, conceding in the first half. But sometimes in a drinks break, things can change. As Robinson sends a cross in, it's a bit too deep, and Boss probably could have let that run out of play for a goal kick, but he's headed it away for a throw. But it does remind me this scenario of in those warm-up games, those World Cup warm-up games, where we were trailing in the first half. But again, the drinks breaks could see a change of momentum, as we saw in those games. Tony Popovich on the camera, sitting on the sidelines in the Seattle sunshine. Beach goes long from the goal kick. Ball bouncing around the middle of the park as both teams playing a little bit of head tennis. USA have it at the back. Let's go Socceroos, says Alex. Says, yeah, our subs are going to be great. So the USA with the lead and patiently playing it around their back line. As you can see, USA dropping into this sort of a back three formation when they're in possession of the ball. Ream, Richards and Freeman, those three defensive players at the back when USA are in possession. And they're coming forward again here. Robertson on the left has looked dangerous. On that right-hand side, Dest, who's currently with it. Very fast player on that right wing. He's gotten in behind already today. And the Socceroos setting up in this defensive block. Perhaps setting up a little bit higher, Australia. Less of a 5-4-1 and perhaps more of a 5-2-3. With Velupe and Leckie staying still pretty high. As a long ball, look down the channel. USA clearly looking to find those channels, folks, in behind the wingbacks. And it's going to be a corner USA on the way after half an hour of football in Seattle. But it's quite clear to me that USA are looking to expose Australia in those areas between the wide centre-backs and the wing-backs, which is something that we have seen in recent times. You think about that goal that Switzerland scored against Australia in that World Cup warm-up game. It was a pass, a long ball, in between the right centre-back and the right wing-back. Switzerland got in behind with the pace and scored. USA have been looking for those channels. The corner comes in. It's a nicely curled corner. No meaningful contact on it in the end. Should be... Well, I'm not sure how that's a throw-in for the USA, folks. I'm not sure how that's a throw-in for the USA. Australia did not touch that ball, and it set up a good throw-in in a good position. As USA will build once more here. They are in control of this contest. G'day, Jim Bob. Says, come on, Australia, us English, rooting for you. Appreciate it, Jim Bob. Welcome. So, USA, the possession stats are continuing to grow in their favour. Everyone in USA's forward half. Some nice give and go. Is that a free kick? It is. It's a yellow card. Are you kidding? Chikanti's been booked for... I'd love to see the replay on this. This is a second defender on a yellow for Australia. Where's the yellow? Where's the contact? Showing us the replays. Oh, okay. Yep. I tell you what, I agree with the yellow there. On the replay, I agree with the yellow. Chikanti with the outstretched leg, and I mean the studs are up a little bit. Just probably didn't need to go in with that high boot there. It's always a risk, and it was high up on the leg. There wasn't too much contact in the end, but when you raise your boot like that, it's always a risk. Robinson's free kick is good. Away, as an Australian player is down. Free kick to the Socceroos. O'Neill on the floor. Back to his feet now. So, it's, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a big talking point heading into the second half. The fact that two of Australia's key defenders are now on yellow cards. Boss and Shikati have been booked. Wow. G'day, Ed. Benaki in the live chat says, listening from Canada. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well over there in Canada. Of course, Socceroos' first group stage game was in Canada, in Vancouver. 2-0 win against Turkey. And look, no matter what happens for the rest of this tournament, that 2-0 win against Turkey is going to live long in the memories of Aussie fans. That's for sure. That's for sure. Shout out again to Jamie for sending in that very kind super chat. If you want to support the channel, you can send in a super chat or jump on the channel memberships, which we just launched the other day. Some members-only videos and live streams on the way. So Australia trying to maintain possession of the ball. It's really competitive play in the middle of the park. And USA coming on top, and that's going to be a free kick. Okonengsla committing the foul. Well, with the way this first half's going, I will not be surprised if Australia make one or perhaps numerous changes at half-time. It feels like we really need something. We really, really need something to turn the tide, because especially, I mean, we were hoping that after the hydration break that things would look a bit different. If anything, it's just gotten worse, man. If anything, it's gotten worse. USA are in complete control of this contest. And look, we expected them to have a lot of possession. Australia sitting back a lot. But the Socceroos haven't been effective at all with the ball going forwards. Dest looking to make a move down the right. He's got support from McKennie. Weston McKennie's been very good in this game. Picking up good positions all across that front third. Balogun has it on the left. He's using his pace once again. Italiano does want to stay with him. "10 minutes plus stoppage time in this first half." And obviously we were hoping that we could get the equaliser before the halftime break, but I feel like the priority now is just to make sure that USA don't score any more than just the one goal for the rest of this half. That's the way that this first half is trending. We just have to keep the USA to one goal. If we can do that at halftime with our subs, we give ourselves every opportunity to get back into this game, but we have to keep it at one. This is the priority now for Australia. There isn't much of a plan to get back on the score sheet in this first half. We just have to defend for our lives for the next 10 or so minutes. See it out from here. Because USA are in the mood. They are up for this. G'day, Jacob. Jacob says we need to be better. Indeed. We do need to be better. That's a good challenge from Chikati. Won the ball with a good tackle. He's closed down quickly, and it's a throw-in. So we'll see how the Socceroos navigate this passage of play here. It's just been a little bit nervy when we've been on the ball, man. Struggling to keep it. And again, it is credit to USA and their pressure, their intense pressing. We knew about it heading into this game. Cozy Platypus says you need to bring on a couple of players to calm the team down. Yeah, it feels that way. So Australia looking to poke it away to the left. Jordan Boss will keep it in play. Let's see if we can stretch the game a bit here and move forward. Okonengsla O'Neill, that's given away. That's given away. And again, another clear example of Australia not keeping the ball. Australia kept the ball so well against Turkey. I mean, how many seconds were we in possession there? 5, 10 seconds most. USA in a good position. It's Balogun, edge of the box. Dest crosses in. Sutar gets to it first. It's bouncing in the box. This is not good. And we just have to poke it away for a throw-in. Well, folks, I said before, maybe we'll see changes at halftime. I tell you what, we have to see changes at halftime. We have to see changes at halftime because this has been below par for Australia. Below par for the Socceroos. We are not in this game. Just in every aspect, the level has dropped significantly from the Turkey game. In every aspect. We need improvement. And we need it at halftime. That's a head clash. It looks like Freeman and Ocon Engsler are involved. Of course. Paul Ocon Engsler, his father, Paul Ocon, he's on the sideline right now. In fact, Paul Ocon is actually standing right alongside where the medical team are treating Paul Ocon Engsler. Hopefully both players are all right. Not long to go in this first half as USA lead Australia 1-0 in this second match day of the 2026 World Cup. As Alex says, we need Matt Simon. I tell you what, we need someone with, we need his spirit. We need Matt Simon's competitive spirit. So Popovic is currently having some passionate words to Alessandro Ciccardi by the looks of things. Cameron Burgess is currently having some stern words with goalkeeper Patrick Beach. This halftime is huge, man. I mean, Tony Popovic, it was a masterclass from Tony Popovic in that game against Turkey last week. Well, Popovic needs to show what he can do here at halftime. What does he say to the team at halftime? What changes does he make? Because Australia need to turn this game around, clearly. Alex asks, other than Irankunda, who would you bring on? I think Volpato. I think this is Volpato's game. I think we need his quality. Lecky, Valuplay, two different players. I would bring on Irankunda and Volpato in those number 10 roles. I mean, how exciting would that be? And it would just completely change the vibe of our front third if we were to bring on both Irankunda and Volpato. I think this is Volpato's game. I think his quality on the ball, I think he'll be a lot cleaner in possession. So, treatment continuing for the two players. Paul Ocon Engsler is back to his feet. Good to see. Perhaps there was a cut to the head. Good to see that USA player seems to be all right as well. Both players back to their feet after a head clash a moment ago. So, we will see a significant amount of added time, well over 5 minutes, you'd imagine. And again, it does feel like the priority here for Australia is just to avoid conceding a second before the break. Tan Lee says, bring Harrington on for Burgess. I mean, Burgess has had some shaky moments. I don't think you can blame Burgess for that own goal. I will say that. I don't think you can blame him for that own goal. There were attackers arriving for USA. They were going to score, I think, even if Burgess wasn't there. It was really difficult to try and avoid conceding that. Tanley also agrees, says, yep, Volpato and Irankunda. Alex says, but actually feels like this would be a good match for Mitch Duke. Again, I mean, a player who I would have loved to have seen in the squad. And it does just feel strange that he wasn't in the final squad, especially considering that the Socceroos in the final squad just have two recognised strikers. Usually you'd see a team take 3 strikers to a tournament. But it's just Mo Toure and Tete Yengi, sort of the two out-and-out strikers for Australia at this tournament. Of course, we've got, a number of other players who can play that role, Lecky and Irankunda, but yeah, man, maybe this could have been the game for Mitch Duke. Mo Toure's worked hard, but struggling to find many opportunities. That's not necessarily his fault. He needs the service. USA have it on the right, McKennie. They've made some really good runs, USA. When moving forward, they're finding the space and they're working really well as Burgess Ocon Engsler tries to steer it clear. They're in the box once again, USA moving it around well, just trying to find the spaces, the gaps in behind Australia's defence. That's good play. Dest still going here. Paul Ocon Engsler manages to get back and compete. Some real physicality shown here. That's no way that's a foul. Tillman's just fallen over there. What? It's a free kick. Tillman's just fallen over. And it's a foul. In a brilliant position for USA. Well, Okoneksla trying to get it clear, but just great strength shown there. I don't know. In my eyes, that wasn't a foul. Tunley says Italiano was put pace leading to us. Conceding maybe Guerrier. Guerrier, yep. He's a player that I wouldn't have mind seeing start in this game. Free kick to the edge of the box. It's a good block. It's sailing up, and that's a goal. It's goal number 2 for USA. Will it count? Is the flag up? It is. Oh, my God. Dude, flag is up. No goal. Ball was in the back of the net. The offside flag was up on Freeman. But goodness me. Replay will be interesting. The shot sailed in and... Ooh, this might be close, actually. Freeman is the player who headed, and I think he might be onside, folks. Oh, no. There were 2 other players in an offside position. This might be goal number 2. This might be goal number 2. Freeman was onside, man. They're checking this goal in VAR. I think Freeman scored a goal here. This could be 2-0. They're showing the replays on the broadcast. And you can see on the right-hand side, Freeman is on. There's an Australian defender on the right. I think it was Jordan Boss. It was close, but Freeman is onside. This is going to be a goal, man. This is going to be a goal. I'm sorry. That's a goal. I mean, you had 2 other USA players there. Are they involved in the play too much? I don't know. Play is still being halted because the referee's having some conversations. VAR review. What is he saying? It's a goal. It's a goal. USA have number 2. It's an absolute disaster for Australia. It's an absolute catastrophic disaster from an Australian point of view because USA have just found goal number 2. The one thing we didn't want to happen at this stage in the game. USA 2, Australia 0. Wow. You can see it quite clearly, folks. Onside. Correct decision. USA had players to get to it first. Patrick Beach, could he have done better? Could he have gotten to that one quicker? The shot was blocked by Suter. I mean, I think Beach did his best there because he made the dive initially and then tried to scramble up to get to the second ball. It was always going to be tough. Alec asking, was it not a foul on Beach? I don't know. I don't think so. I just think because Freeman got to the ball first. 2-0. Unlucky, says Sean. And that's right, Jamie. Jamie, who at the top of the stream said he'd send in a £50 super chat every time USA scored. Well, they have found the back of the net once again. So, Jamie, I appreciate the super chat, mate. Unfortunately, it is an oh man sad face from an Australian point of view. 7 minutes added on. As Tanley says, so what now, guys? Well, changes. Changes are a must at halftime. I'm sorry, but changes are an absolute must. And numerous changes. I think we'll see 2 to 3 substitutions at the break. USA down the left. It's going to be another corner for the USA. Well, even, folks, including the World Cup warm-up games against Mexico, against Switzerland, this has been Australia's worst half of football in recent times. Probably even going back to the March window in those games against Cameroon and Curacao. This is Australia's worst half of football this year so far, that's for sure. I don't think that's a dramatic statement to make. This has been Australia's worst half of football in 2026. And all eyes are on Tony Popovic now. This is all Tony Popovic. He's made some big calls in the starting 11. 2 of our goal scorers not involved today. Our goal scorers from the last game not involved today. And now Tony Popovic has to make some masterclass moves at the break. Kazi Platypus says, I was expecting Australia was going to play better. Look, I mean, we knew this was going to be a tough game. But considering how good Australia's defence was against Turkey, I think we were hopeful that we were going to keep the scoreline to a low scoreline. That was my prediction in my preview video. I made that statement that I reckon there could just be maybe 1 goal in it. Well, Australia have conceded 2. Jordan Boss trying to get forward here. He's won a free kick. Is it a free kick? No. It's gone the other way. I'm quite confused here. No, it is a free kick, Australia. So Jordan Boss, who just sprung forward there, Australia, it was a high boot. Looking at the replays, you're probably going to agree with that call. Is it a free kick? On the broadcast, it's not quite clear what's going on. But anyway, we've got no free kick for Australia. So 3 minutes to go. We had 7 minutes total added for this first half. USA 2, Australia 0. USA have been superb in this home World Cup so far. 4-1 win against Paraguay. They lead Australia 2-0 here. Final game against Turkey for USA. But USA are very close here to securing their passage to the knockout stage. I mean, again, since the hydration break, we had some nice moments moving forward in the first 15 minutes or so in the game. Lecky's wayward shot, Toure obviously had a chance in the early stages. Australia pressing high up the park here. Some good moments. Oh, here's a chance. That's going to be a corner. No, goal kick, in fact. But, dude, the concerning thing is that since the hydration break, USA have completely dominated the game. We have not gotten forward at all since the hydration break. And we were hoping that hydration break was going to be a turning point for Australia. It's just gotten a whole lot worse since then. Tarnley says Irvine, Garia, Nkunda, Volpato. Dude, I definitely agree with Irvine. I'll tell you what, I'd be happy to see all those guys come on, honestly. I'd be happy to see all those guys come on. Irvine, I think, is an option as well. Yeah, maybe he comes on for Okon Engsler. Okon Engsler's worked hard, but a couple times has just been out-muscled. This is a big game for someone like Paul Okon Engsler to play in. He was so good against Turkey. But yeah, Irvine, Garia, Nkunda, Volpato, I would love to see all those guys come on. Volupale and Leckie just haven't been able to impact the game very much. Leckie did have that one sort of toe poke shot from the edge of the box and has tried to go in with a few challenges. Volupale, we haven't really seen much of Volupale in an attacking sense. He had that good run into the box actually early on, tried to get himself on the end of a cross, but again, there hasn't been enough. USA with a quick break. Hasn't worked out in the end. But still, they come forward. They've been so persistent, USA, in this game. Edge of the box. Oh my goodness, Dest with a shot on target, and Beach has made a good save down to his right. If that had have gone in, it may have been a mountain too high to climb for Australia. Good save by Beach. There were bodies in the road. So, not long to go in this first half. Whistle will go any moment, but Australia are on the attack. Boss on the left. Possibly the final chance for this half. Jordan Boss. A goal here would be delightful. Jordan Boss has done well. He's kept it in, and it's a goal kick. It has trickled over the line in the end. Jordan Boss, what's going on here? Jordan Boss having some words with some of the USA players. There's some pushing and shoving going on. And the halftime whistle has gone on what has been Australia's worst half of 2026 so far. Wow. Burgess with a own goal in the 11th minute. Freeman with a goal in the 43rd minute. Disaster for Australia conceding that second. You can see players from both teams walking very, very close to each other here. There's a sense of tension between the two squads at this first break. A lot said prior to this tournament, prior to this game. This game was being highlighted as a big, big match for these two sides. Okay. So, what needs to change for the Socceroos at halftime? What needs to be tweaked here? Because we need to see something different. We need to see something different. Let's take a look at the halftime stats. Because I'm sure it's going to be very, very intriguing. USA 70% possession, just the 30 for Australia. 9 goals and 2 on... sorry, 9 goals. 9 shots. 9 shots at goal. 2 on target for USA. These stats coming from Fight Mob. The XG for USA 1.22. Australia's XG just 0.12. 2 shots to 1 on target. And again, Lecky's wide shot, Touré's shot on target in the opening minute. Lecky's wayward shot was in the 12th minute. Australia haven't had a shot at goal since the 12th minute. I mean, that just shows you Australia are just not in this game at all. They're not anywhere close to this game. So, this is Tony Popovich's time to shine. Tony Popovich has featured in some big games, numerous A-League Grand Finals with Western Sydney Wanderers, Perth Glory, Melbourne Victory. He's taken Western Sydney Wanderers to an Asian Champions League final. He has played in some big games. He's had to make some big calls. This is Tony Popovich's biggest halftime talk of his career, without a doubt. This is Tony Popovich's biggest halftime talk of his coaching career. And he's coached in some big games. This is big. This is big here. If Australia can manage to get themselves back into this game, it will be a masterclass from Tony Popovich. I think it's fair to say Popovich maybe just got it a little bit wrong with the starting 11. I just think the changes of Valupale and Leckie just haven't worked out in the end, unfortunately. But to be fair, I mean, would have Irankunda and Metcalf been able to get much of a different impact in the game? Perhaps, I don't know. It's hard to say. But this is it for Popovich. He has to roll the dice. He has to make a move here. We'll have to see at least one change. I would like to see numerous changes, 2 or 3 at the break. We need to flip this game completely. I'll tell you what, I would bring on Irvine for Ocon Exler, and I would bring on Volpato and Irankunda. I think that two of our top attacking players, they need to get on the field of play, and they need to influence this game going forward. And it's because it'll just give USA something to think about. USA have been very comfortable at the back. Our last shot was in the 12th minute. USA are cruising at the back. They're very, very happy the fact that Australia aren't offering much going forward. With Irankunda and Volpato on the field, all of a sudden it gives USA something to think about at the back. And just relieves some pressure for our defence. We can't keep going this way. If this game continues in this way, USA are going to score another goal or 2. And we can't afford for that to happen. So we have to make some attacking changes to shake up. USA are cruising right now. Absolutely cruising. Member of the channel, Alex, says, yes, how we respond will be critical. We have the firepower if deployed well. Good to see Blinkers here. Welcome. Says, subs are a must, I feel. Absolutely agreed. Cody Platypus says Boss needs to be subbed off. I disagree personally. I think Jordan Boss is one of our key attacking outlets. The only concern is the fact that he is on a yellow card. Random Kid Damien, welcome to the live chat, mate. Says Leckie lacks speed. Probably not as fast as maybe he used to be, Matt Leckie. And look, we should raise the point. Matt Leckie doesn't really play as an attacking player these days. For Melbourne City, he usually plays as almost a defensive midfielder, Matt Leckie. Light V8Z says both wingers are too slow. Feel so bad for Chikati and Boss, both looking worse because of the system. Both of those players you mentioned there on yellow cards as well. Chikati and Boss on yellow cards, which is a concern. I wonder if maybe Popovic will take that into considerations when it comes to his substitutions. Yeah. Nathan loves sport, and Nathan's joining us here in the live chat. Says, "Hi, just woke up from Australia. Decided to wake up at halftime, 5:30 in South Australia. I hope the weather's all right in South Australia, mate. I hope it's not too cold." And yes, we are broadcasting here from the east coast of Australia, where it's about to tick past 6 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Cozy Platypus does say that the reason Boss has not been playing well, and he is on that yellow card certainly is a concern, especially if you're defending against a very dangerous USA team. Bamo asks, can the Socceroos come back? Absolutely. Absolutely we are a chance. And again, we spoke about it before the game even kicked off, folks. We said that we may well be in the scenario at the break. We may well be in the scenario in this game where we are trailing. We have to come back. Well, we have Aaron Kunda, we have Volpato, Hrustic, Yengi, Mabil. All these guys could come on and impact the game going forward. So how good is it? Metcalf, of course, as well, who scored against Turkey. All these guys could certainly come on into this game to change it up. I tell you what, the two goals that we conceded as well, just really disappointing. Because they were scrappy goals. Isn't that frustrating? The two goals that USA scored. You look at the two goals and the scrappy goals. Just sort of the second phase of a free kick there and just onside, tapping in the header, and that first goal, the own goal. I mean, it was a good pace down the wing by the USA, but. Yeah, man. So, I'm very, very curious to see what changes Popovic makes at halftime. Because if he doesn't make any changes, then he believes that this starting 11 is capable of getting back in this game. If he doesn't make any changes, it tells us a lot. Really, really does. USA have had 3 corners, Australia 2 corners. How about this stat on the broadcast? Passes completed 265 to USA, 84 for Australia. Wow, dude. So almost 200 more passes by the USA. USA are dominating this game. And look, Turkey certainly dominated the stats against Australia. But I think Australia, for the most part, were in control of that game. Defensively, we were solid and pretty comfortable in the end, I think. A lot of Turkey shots coming from range. USA have given us more of a headache here. Absolutely. USA have dominated the game, and by that, they've dominated the stats, but they have not allowed Australia to get any sort of control. Any sort of control in this game. So again, this has been Australia's worst half of football for 2026. Worst half of football probably since the 3-0 loss to Colombia last year. So, again, as we speak right now, in the rooms, in Australia's dressing room right now, I'm sure we'd all love to know what Tony Popovic is communicating to his players. A loss here. If Australia do go on to lose this game, of course, Australia are still in a good position. If Australia do lose this game, of course, still already on the 3 points after that win against Turkey and have a game against Paraguay next week. Paraguay take on Turkey later today, folks. Paraguay-Turkey play later today. 2 teams who lost in match day 1, so that's a big game on later today. So we'll keep an eye on that one also. Our next live watch along, folks, if you're interested in joining us once again, is tomorrow. We'll be live for Tunisia versus Japan. So come hang out for that one. A bit of a later kickoff, that one. Tanley says, we got outpaced on the first goal. Maybe Suter could cover earlier. Yeah. I mean, I was surprised that Chikati was beaten for pace there as well. Hey. Tarntley also a moment ago, member of the channel here, Tarntley says, at this point, we have to play all of our cards. There's no point bringing Irankunda late. Yeah, dude. And like that was one of the frustrating things against Mexico, right? Where Irankunda came on with like 10 minutes to go. And it's like, you're going to give him more of an opportunity to influence the game. Aussie 80s music lover, welcome, says Lecky has been okay considering no support. The wingers for the US are getting too much space. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's very clear USA looking to find those spaces in between the wide centre backs, like the left and right centre backs and the wing backs. They're finding those little channels of space. McKennie's been drifting into those wide positions. They've had a game plan, USA, and they are executing it very well. They're executing it very well so far. Halftime is just around the corner. Can Australia make the second half come back? Great to see everyone joining us here in the live chat. The manual says round of 32 is best case scenario. Aussie 80s music lover says we do play better in second halves. That's true. That's true. Socceroos fans should be optimistic because in all of our recent games, second halves have been a lot better. So 70th minute for Volpato and O'Neill. Sorry, Volpato for O'Neill. And also Metcalf or Hrustic for Lecky. Nathan Love Sports says, hopefully Paraguay wins. So Turkey and Paraguay are down on goal difference, almost putting us straight to the round of 32. That's actually probably a good point in terms of like what result Australia would prefer in that game. Paraguay are obviously down by 3 on the goal difference at the moment. So maybe a 1-0 win for Paraguay may well help Australia. It's a good point that the manual makes in the live chat as well. The top 16 in the world are going to play at this level or higher. That's the bottom line. Yeah. And as we progress through this tournament, hopefully, we're going to be in tough situations like this where we're playing against, top opposition and we're trailing. So this is the ultimate test now. And again, we've been in this scenario in those warm-up games against Switzerland, against Mexico, trailing. Against Mexico, we pushed hard in that second half, but unable to find the equaliser. I think we should be taking some hope after the game against Switzerland. Obviously just a friendly. But Switzerland scored in the first half. We were pretty negative in that first half overall. And then the second half, we, again, just looked a whole lot better. And managed to get the equaliser in the end through Tetieni. So, there is hope here for the second half. Australia will be a lot better in the second half. It's not going to be difficult to be a whole lot better, that's for sure. Shout out as well to Jamie Fussell, who's joined us today and said every time USA scored, I'm going to send a £50 super chat. So I really appreciate Jamie with that support, sending into very supportive £50 super chats. So really appreciate that. Soda, welcome, mate. What subs do you think we'll see in the second half? Irankunda for sure. If there's one player that's certainly coming on, it's Nestor Irankunda. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him come on at halftime. I would like to see Volpato come on, and I probably would like to see Jackson Irvine come on. I think we need a bit more grit in midfield, perhaps. So those are the first 3 that come to mind. Irvine, Irankunda, Volpato. Only edits. Love the vids. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. We need to lock it indeed, Jacob. We need to lock in for the second half. Aussie 80s music lover says, we need to score and pressure the US hard. We must press for a draw. Burgess has been very shaky that half. We need Harrington on. Irankunda must come on now. Burgess has just been caught out on a couple of occasions. Harrington on would be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing that. So the cameras are currently on Tony Popovic, who is striding onto the grass towards the bench. Tony Popovic, what has he said to his players at halftime? This is huge for Australia. If the Socceroos could score early on in this second half, it could make things very, very interesting. Nathan Love Sport in the live chat says, my score predictions are 3-1 USA, but never underestimate the Aussies. It could be 2-1 or 2-2. So the teams are returning to the field of play. We're going to keep a keen eye on the sideline to see whether any changes are going to be made. Does Tony Popovic make the move now? Or will he wait till later in the game? I do think we need to see something now. The Socceroos players are currently walking back onto the field, returning from the dressing room. It looks like are all our starting 11 still there, or has there been any changes? Looks like a beautiful sunny day in Seattle. Let's ask Siri what the weather like is like in Seattle. What's the weather in Seattle right now? 24 degrees. 24 degrees and plenty of sunshine by the looks of things in Seattle. Oh boy, huge second half coming up in the second group stage game. And ladies and gentlemen, we are seeing changes. Jason Guerrier. And next to him is Connor Metcalf. Two big changes for Australia. Jason Guerrier, Connor Metcalf are coming on. Huge. Huge changes here for Australia. Interestingly, it looks like Jacob Italiano is still on the field of play. So Guerrier, who is he replacing here? And Metcalf, who is he replacing? The board is being raised. It's Cameron Burgess who has departed the field of play. So Jason, now that I'll tell you what, it's going to be interesting to see who plays left centre back here. And Nishan Volupale is going to make way for Connor Metcalf. So we asked to see changes at halftime. We have gotten changes at halftime. The changes that we wanted to see, maybe, maybe not. Oh, folks. Hold the line. Nestori Irinkunda is also on. And it's Mo Toure who's coming off. Wow. Huge changes for Australia. As the second half is getting underway, USA get it underway. So, it's a real shuffle here for Australia's lineup. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So, this is what the lineup is looking like now, folks. On the field of play, Alessandro Giacatti shifting over to left centre back with Jason Guerrier on, replacing Cameron Burgess. Nestori Irinkunda is leading the line for Australia in the second half. I don't mind it. I'll tell you what, with the way this game's going, I don't mind it. We needed to see Irinkunda on. We got it. And there's even been a little reshuffle of those attacking positions. Because it does appear to me as though Connor Metcalf is now playing on the right-hand side, which is the position he did play against Turkey. Leckie has drifted over to the left. Interesting. O'Neill's been bundled over, and it's a goal kick. O'Neill's been very verbally involved today, more so than what we'd usually see. Seems like a bit of like a quiet achiever, Aidan O'Neill. But he's been involved in a lot. He's been speaking to the officials. He's had a few sort of moments interacting with opposition players. Aidan O'Neill. It's been a really combative game from the midfielder. So what do you guys make of those changes? Triple change at the break. No surprises that we're getting the changes. So Guerrier on for Burgess. Irinkunda on for Toure. And Metcalf on for Volupale. I don't mind it. I don't mind. Look, I feel for Mo Toure. It wasn't really his fault. He wasn't just able to get into this game. But I don't mind it. Irankunda, his pace through the middle. If we can get away on the counter-attack and release Irankunda, that's going to be the way forward. Irankunda is going to be our way forward here. A random kid Damien says, I will give Volpato a chance this match. Yeah, we'd love to see him come on in the second half. I think if we're still trailing, I think if we're still chasing a goal, maybe at the hour mark, I think we could see him. So, can Australia try and get a bit more control in this second half, in this game? A stadium full of fans, most of them, of course, supporting USA. Great to see some green and gold in the stadium, of course. But for USA, they have a 2-goal lead. They're in a comfortable position. But from an Australian point of view, it's all about making it uncomfortable. Got to try and find a way to get Nestor Irankunda on the ball in some dangerous positions. Connor Metcalf. I tell you what, it would have been good to see Connor Metcalf start. I actually don't mind the fact that Irankunda was on the bench today. Can utilise him in the second half here as we are here. But Connor Metcalf, I think he probably should have kept his spot in the starting 11. It's a foul from Chikati. I tell you what, that's a worrying one because Chikati's already on a yellow. Dude, that easily could have been a second yellow for Chikati. That was a worrying moment. So, I mean, this is going to be very interesting as well because Socceroos would love an early goal in the second half. But at the same time, we cannot afford to concede a third. We cannot. We cannot. In the context of this game, a 3-goal deficit will almost be impossible to recover from. Tarnley says, USA changed to a back 3. It looks to me that a similar way to the way they were playing the first half. It seems to be that USA, when they're in possession of the ball, they do shift to a back 3. But I'll keep an eye on it when they're out of possession as well. We generally see Robinson shift a bit further up the park, and it is that back 3 of Freeman, Richards, and Ream. But we'll keep an eye on it. You might be right there, Tarnley. USA, again, with another good spell of possession. Players taking up some good forward positions as Australia just, again, having to do some more defending here in the second half. That's a wayward pass. But USA will maintain possession, but Australia have to find a way to get back on the ball here. Otherwise, USA, we can't let this USA team just cruise to... We can't let this USA team just cruise to a comfortable second half victory. Italiano trying to press. Metcalf is done well. There we go. Irankunda. Let's see if Australia can manufacture something here. O'Connor in the middle of the park. Drifts it out to Italiano. That's nice. Should have passed it for Metcalf. He's going inside, crossing. Well, I don't think crosses are going to be the way to go. Still on for Australia. O'Neill just loses it though. Just a little bit. His ball control wasn't good. USA are in behind. That is way too easy. This is a brilliant chance for USA. Balogun. Fantastic defending. That's brilliant defending. Alessandro Gicanti, who was on a yellow card. I mean, Balogun that was incredibly easy for Balogun just to drift in behind and breaking away. Tarnley says, I think it would be worse for Nestor in the first half. Yeah, he wouldn't have had much of an opportunity. None of our attackers had much of an opportunity. Corner on the way. Corner, USA. Need to defend this. Good delivery too. Headed away, and Irankunda just pokes it up and away. Not the most convincing clearance. Italiano does well. Irankunda on the ball. He's got his pass completely wrong there, Irankunda. But that's not where we want to get Irankunda. We want to get him in the forward half. Nathan Love Sports says, so nervous. We need a goal in a few minutes. We do. As the long ball comes in for USA, Balogun in the box. Can't afford to concede a third. And is that another corner? It is. Shikati's not happy with the call. It's another corner. Quickly taken too. Down the right. Yet another corner on the way. 3 corners in quick succession. Australia once again on the back foot. And again, a few moments ago, we got possession in the forward half, but it just came unstuck far too easily. Australia just haven't been good enough in this contest. Well delivered corner. May well have been a head clash here because 2 players have pulled up sore. Chikati's a bit slow to get to his feet. And Balogun involved as well. Hopefully both guys are all right here. Both on their feet. Light V8Z says, look at their midfield. Crisp passing. We have a lack of technique and are always rushed. Yeah. Yeah. And look, we should highlight, like, credit to USA for applying that intense pressure, especially in the midfield. But, yeah. Australia have not been good enough. Australia have not been good enough on the ball at all. And again, that was one of the impressive things against Turkey. It's like when we got on the ball, we were actually really, really good. We were very effective, and obviously we scored 2 goals in our limited possession. So we have to try and find a way to just be a whole lot better on the ball. Would love to know what Tony Popovich said at the halftime break, hey? What instructions has he given to his players? Because we haven't seen too much of a change just yet. We've seen 3 substitutions, but with the way the game is trending, we haven't actually seen much of a change yet. So Patrick Beach has it at the back. Australia to build out from the back into O'Neill. Let's see how well we keep the ball here. It's given away. It's given away instantly, folks. It's not good enough. I'm sorry, but at a World Cup, it's simply not good enough. There's a foul there. This player's gone down for Australia. It's Italiano who's down hurt. Yellow card is out here. And it may well be USA have picked up their first yellow card of the game. Robinson, perhaps. It was Pepe who was adjudged to have fouled Leckie. I think that's where the free kick was given, but a yellow card was shown as well to someone. Still a long way to go in this game. It was Robinson who picked up the yellow card. So Australia with a chance to build here in the middle of the park. Okonex-La. Leckie under pressure. Leckie does well to compete. And USA will send it out for a throw. We have to build something here, man. We need this goal early in the second half to turn the tide. Suits up. Goes long. Italiano's done well to keep that in, but stretching, unable to control the header, and USA are back in possession. Man. Like, dude, if you're USA right now, you are like having the best time, man. Australia are not providing USA a headache here. If you're a USA fan, this is a very, very comfortable watch. Because even when Australia are getting on the ball, they're not they're not creating anything. They're not making any actual progress. And Australia are unable to maintain possession of the ball. So if you're a USA fan, this is a very, very comfortable game to watch right now. And that's the problem for Australia. Like, we just need to cause some issues for USA going forward, and we're just not doing that right now. And it does come down to a lack of quality on the ball. If we're unable to keep possession, we can't really create anything going forward, right? Playing out from the back. Let's see what happens this time around. Guerrier driving forwards. A little bit of a heavy touch. And again, it's just great work from USA, scrambling to get across. Australia still in possession with the throw. But look how quickly USA are just closing down the spaces, closing down the players here for Australia. Boss, Okonexla. Can Australia build here? Jordan Boss. Got to get him in some more attacking positions here, Boss. Goes inside for Lecky. Lecky's managed to progress the ball forward, and Boss is sending it in towards Irankunda. It's a corner. Well, USA players don't agree. It looked like a goal kick to me too. I thought Irankunda got the touch. But it's going to be a corner on the way for Australia. Okay. Here's something to build from. Tan Lee says, we can't control possession. How can we attack? Dreadful, says Tan Lee. Ooh, actually, replays are interesting. Maybe Ream did get the last touch. Anyway, it's a corner for Australia. What's going on here? Oh, Lecky's down hurt. Lecky's down hurt. That's what's going on. Did they award a corner in the end? It's not quite clear what happened there. Matt Lecky's down on the turf right now and is seemingly in need of some treatment. Lecky's worked really hard. He has. We just haven't seen enough quality from Matt Lecky, unfortunately, today. We know he can be better. Unfortunately, we just haven't got it today. Lecky currently getting his right leg stretched out. Well, Christian Volpato is getting ready on the sidelines, folks. We were wondering when we were going to see him. A late call-up to the Socceroos squad. A few weeks ago, it was absolute mayhem amongst Australian supporters when Christian Volpato made the dramatic switch to join Australia. Called up to this World Cup tournament. And Christian Volpato looks set to come on here for Matt Lecky. Absolutely incredible. So Matt Lecky walking off the field of play. He's worked hard, man. There's some good effort from Matt Lecky today, but it just wasn't his day. It hasn't been Australia's day so far. So we'll keep an eye on how exactly Australia are going to shape up now. Does Volpato play off the right or the left? But this is very, very exciting. After an hour of football, Volpato on. Change has to be made here. Volpato for Lecky. The number 20 for Australia. Plays his football in Serie A, the top flight in Italy. A high-quality player, Christian Volpato, on for his World Cup debut for Australia. He started in the warm-up game against Switzerland a couple weeks ago. So Volpato, exactly the player that I think we need to come on here to try and influence the game. How exciting. And you look at the players we have on the field of play now. We've got some really good attacking outlets. I think this is what we wanted to see, hey? So there's how the lineup looks now. Volpato playing off the left. Balogun almost in behind. Defenders there, though. So, oh, great early ball. Irankunda's away here. Here's a great chance for Australia. Irankunda's in behind. Surely Nick. Oh, there's a play down in the box. The shot. Oh, wow. It's wide, but it's Australia's best chance of the game, and it's an instant impact from Christian Volpato. Wow. Well, how quickly that changed. It's Metcalf for Volpato. What a pass. What a run. And that's what we were missing for the first hour of this game. Metcalf bundled over in the box. Let's have a look at this replay. Oh, dude, he stepped on the ankle of Metcalf in the box. Metcalf has been trodden on in the box. Surely this has to be looked at, right? Connor Metcalf, you can see the replays, his ankle was just smashed. Connor Metcalf just absolutely trotted on the ankle there. It seemingly accidental, but the contact was strong. And in a flash, Australia, all of a sudden, they're finally, after an hour of football, giving the USA defenders something to think about. Tarnley says here, Cahill did it in Japan in 06. Against Japan in 06. Come on, boys, indeed. Oh, boy. So, again, dude, what an impact from Volpato. That through ball for Irankunda was unbelievable. So, it's Metcalf, Irankunda, Volpato leading the line. It's a completely different attacking front three now for Australia compared to what we saw start the game. Long ball for USA. Balogun wrestling in the box. Good chance. Socceroos managed to deal with it. Nice turn from O'Neill. Boss can get forward. Oh, a bit of space here for Boss. Jordan Boss is going to go for this. Cuts back now into the opposition forward half. And Australia. Well, it feels like maybe we have just flicked a switch here. Perhaps we have flicked a switch. USA. Are there maybe some tiring legs out there for the co-host of this World Cup? Metcalf has just sent one long, but it'll roll through to the goalkeeper. But again, a few moments to go. Irankunda getting in behind. That's what we need, man. That's what he'll provide. And again, it's because it's not about crosses. Like earlier, Taliano floated in a cross, but it's not about crosses into the box now. It's about utilising the pace. It's about getting these attacking players on the ball. Good pressure from Volpato. Australia really pressing here. Here's a chance because Richards has to panic it clear. And forward it comes. Here's a chance. Volpato in the box. Metcalf shooting. Oh! Well, it's on target. And Australia have certainly flicked a switch now. It's on target from Metcalf, who scored a stunner against Turkey. Great pressure. It's Volpato and Irankunda who have completely flipped this game. And Metcalf there for the shot. Good save by Freeze, the goalkeeper. Metcalf. Smart pass for Italiano. In fact, O'Neill it is who goes long, looking for Irankunda. Oh, is that a push? Irankunda's been bundled over. Referee not interested. Well, ladies and gentlemen, USA could be in for a very intriguing final 25 minutes into this game because Australia have shown more attacking intent in the last 5 minutes than they have for the entire first hour of the game. Wow. I mean, there was certainly contact from Richards on Irankunda. Whether it's enough to award a foul, I don't know. Nice work, Volpato trying to break forward. He's bundled over. Referee says no foul. But that was, again, a nice little moment there from Volpato getting on the ball and looking to drive. So there's still plenty of time in this game. There's plenty of time for Australia to score a couple of goals, and we're showing a lot more attacking intent in recent moments. Got to try and keep this up now. Got to try and give USA a bit of something to worry about. And with Irankunda, Volpato, Metcalf, now that front three, USA have to be really, really wary at the back. You can see Australia pressing a bit more now. Volpato's pressing up. Goalkeeper Freeze has to go long for USA. And Carrier has it forward. Straight to an opponent, though. Yeah, for the last 10 minutes or so, USA haven't really managed to, aside from that moment for Balogun, where he got him behind, USA haven't really managed to get forward in the last 10 or so minutes. So there is, again, significant signs that the tide of this game is turning. We're going to have the second hydration break of this game as we speak right now. The score remains USA 2, Australia 0. And in the last 5 or so minutes, Australia have shown, again, a whole lot more attacking intent. It's been much more positive. Now it's a matter of trying to convert some of our opportunities. Got a bit of momentum. And this is it for these players, man. You look at these players on the field. Irinkunda, Volpato, a late addition to the World Cup squad. Connor Metcalf scored against Turkey, a brilliant goal. Defensively, we've been solid so far in the second half. I mean, it was concerning Balogun getting behind, but great defending in the end from Jakarta. Jordan Boss, perhaps with some more moments to get forward down that left-hand side. There is an avenue back into this game for Australia. There is. You look at this lineup now, and it's much more promising. Did Popovic get it wrong with the starting 11? Perhaps. I think Metcalf at least should have started the game. Yep. Light V8 says Metcalf has played some lovely passes, indeed. Clearly already impacting the game. Nathan loves sport. If we want to draw, we have to score in like 5 minutes for a chance. I mean, we certainly need a goal soon, don't we? Otherwise, we're really, it's going to be very nervy indeed. World Cup X, welcome man, says Volpato looks great. Would love him to start with Irinkunda and Toure. That would be a very exciting front three. Indeed. Again, I feel for Toure coming off at halftime. He didn't necessarily do anything wrong. Had a shot on target in the first minute. But yeah, man, I don't mind Irinkunda leading the line now. You want to get Irinkunda in those dangerous positions, getting in behind the centre-backs. He's so fast. He's so dangerous one-on-one. I mean, we saw it against Turkey, that brilliant goal from Nestor Irinkunda. Could he get another here? Could he get a second World Cup goal here against USA? Tell you what, man, if Australia can score next, if we can get a goal, it's going to make for a very, very nervy final moments in this game for USA. 2-0. World Cup co-hosts, USA. Plenty of USA fans in the stadium here in Seattle. Plenty of green and gold in the stadium though as well, of course. Australian fans cheering the side on. Hydration break complete. Teams back on the field of play. 20 minutes plus stoppage time on the way. Our game clock needs to be adjusted here. I don't know how that has gotten out of sync. We're a little bit ahead. So, Australia still have, well, how many changes have we made now? We've made 4 changes. So Australia can make one more change. Australia can still make one more change here in this game. Who will it be is the question. Maybe Yengi, maybe Mabil, Hrustic. Options, maybe Irvine. Actually, Jackson Irvine. Wouldn't mind seeing him come on. Live V8 says, don't you think Irankunda is better on the wing and Volpato should be in the middle because of his physique? I think in a game like this, I mean, I guess you want Irankunda in those sort of as that most advanced central player because I mean we saw it like a few moments ago where Volpato was able to quickly release that ball, and Irankunda was like on the last man there for USA to get him behind. So I think you want Volpato a little bit deeper. Because I guess the way we look at it is like they're less those wide players, like they're less wingers and they're more like number 10s, like playmakers. So I do like Volpato sitting a bit deeper and Irankunda sort of being that furthest player forward through the middle to really test the centre backs. Italiano's worked it forward. Here's Metcalf. Metcalf has switched it long, but it's cut out. But that was a little opening for a moment there. Metcalf trying to win it back. Good physicality, and Australia do win it back. O'Neill, Metcalf, just beaten to it. Dude, look at this pressure. Australia just, there's clearly a directive to apply a whole lot more pressure as Irankunda, clearly a bit too physical there with Tim Ream. There's clearly been a directive at this hydration break for Australia to apply more pressure. Goodness me. USA getting no time on the ball. And look at this contact. Irankunda has just completely shoulder charged Tim Ream there. Nathan loves sport. Highlights in the live chat here says, if the score stays the same, we will have 0 goal difference, while Turkey has -2, Paraguay -3, and of course we'll see how that game plays out later today. Turkey and Paraguay playing later today. USA finally making their first change of the game. Ricardo Pepi coming off. Very interesting that USA have waited this long to make their first change. Just the one change in this window. It's Pepi leaving the field for USA. Berhalter coming on. And Australia pressing here as USA look to play out from the back. Good pressure. Looking to force the error here. Italiano. Well done, Robinson. He's got it down the line. Bulgaria are judged to have fouled Balogun there. Both players holding on to each other. These are big moments coming up. Referee having some words with Paul Okon-Engsler. Not exactly clear why. Paul Okon-Engsler was not involved in the passage of play just there. Perhaps Paul Okon-Engsler had some specific words to say to the referee. I'd love to see Jackson Irvine come on soon, folks. I think his hard work in midfield is going to be required in these final stages. As USA haven't had too many attacks in the last 15 minutes or so. But they are looking to create something here now. Berhalter cut out by Boss. Jordan Boss with a chance to spring forward for Australia. Inside it comes for Volpato. Left-hand side for Australia. Looking to create. O'Neill. I like that pass. That's nice to find Metcalf. And it's out to the right. Italiano. Need some options here. Short for Metcalf. There's a run from Volpato. Metcalf chooses not to go to him. Volpato made a great run there. Volpato's on the ball now, though. Let's see what he can do. Come on, mate. Come on, Christian Volpato. Here we go. Sending a cross in. It's still on. No, USA there to deal with it. Guerrier. Oh, well done, Jason Guerrier. He's won it. He's sending it across. Richards able to head clear. And Robinson. And Australia maintain the ball. Okay, this is a good little sort of moment of sustained pressure here for Australia. Come on. Need a goal, and we need it soon. The Socceroos are starting to really swing the momentum now. Some sustained pressure. Christian Volpato is on the ball, looking to work some magic. Nice give and go with Italiano. Oh, this is a great play by Volpato. He swung it in. Even Chakati was arriving in the box. Irankunda, it's bouncing around. Cleared away. Well, USA really having to scramble in defense as we speak. Now, folks, USA played a really, really good game as well against Paraguay. But we did see the USA concede a goal in that second half. Ooh, maybe Maybe question mark of a handball there? Berhalter, the ball came down. Oh, that's a handball. That's a handball. That's a penalty, right? The ball struck the arm of Berhalter. That's a handball. This has to be looked at here, folks. Anyway, in the break, Australia have just made their final change, and it's the one we wanted to see. It's Jackson Irvine on. Paul Okonix has worked hard. But Australia has made the change. I'd love to hear from you guys right now. How is that not a penalty? Oh, what's going on here? There's a player. Volpato's down hurt. What's going on here? I missed what happened there. Volpato's down hurt, and there's some players that look pretty upset for Australia about what just happened. Well, a bit of chaos right now. So replays. Robinson. Oh, just the high arm from Robinson there, collecting Volpato in the face. Again, how is that not a handball? Where's VAR, says Tanley. Surely handball, says Alec. Nathan says, clearly a handball. It's getting spicy, indeed. I'm not sure how that's not a handball. That's going to be a big talking point in this game. I mean, the hands, it definitely made contact with Berhalter's arm, and his arms weren't down by his side. They were out as he was trying to contest with the opponent there. It had to be a penalty. Anyway, Australia are on top right now, and Chikati's long throw. In fact, he's going to go short here. Back for Chikati. Tried to send in the cross, but it's going to be a corner, is it? So Australia really building here. It's exciting play, but we need some goals. We need some goals here. We need to give ourselves an opportunity to get back into this game. Jackson Irvine, that final change for Australia. He's on. Corner comes in. The in-swinger. Far post. Sutak just can't get to it. But the follow-up, well wide from Boss, unfortunately. Wow, dude. Oh, boy. We are about to enter the final 10 minutes of regular time. USA currently hold a 2-0 lead. And the hosts are making a double change right now. Serginho Dest coming off. He was good, especially in that first half. Really dangerous. Not sure what's going on here. Bit of confusion on the sidelines. Is Robinson coming off? He is indeed. So Robinson's off the field of play. So a couple of changes there for USA. Hopefully we do see a significant amount of added time as well. Robinson and Dest off. Robinson's been good in this game. Trust and Scally coming on for USA. They've got one more window. 2 more changes to make. Really appreciate you guys joining us for this live watch along, folks. It's been a tense watch. It hasn't been a great game overall from Australia. But there is still hope late on here. Jackson Irvine with his first touch of the ball, coming off the bench. Australia look to spring forward down the right through Italiano. A lot of players in forward positions now for Australia. Let's see if we can find them. Boss in an advanced position. His cross is blocked though. But look at Australia, so urgently winning it back and doing well too. Yeah, ever since that hydration break, the second half hydration break, Australia have completely changed the game plan. We're playing with a whole lot more intensity and pressure. It's what we saw, well, it's what we've seen for the last 6 months or so from the Socceroos in recent games. Second half, a whole lot more intensity, a whole lot more forward play and pressing. Italiano nicely worked with Irvine. Metcalf, he's crossing towards Irankunda, and it sails out of play. Oh my goodness. It's not over indeed, creation in frames. That's right. That's right. JC Cool Down says we need one goal to improve the goal difference. It would help. It could play. It could play a big role, especially. I mean, if this result stands, USA will surely be cruising through to a first place finish in the group. But for an Australian point of view, big game against Paraguay next week. We want to make sure we get a good result there and secure second place if we can. Makes things a little bit easy for us. Heading into the knockout phase, perhaps. I guess nothing's easy when it comes to the knockout phase of a World Cup as Australia have it on the right. Oh, great work. Volpato through for Metcalf. This is beautiful play by Australia. Cross comes in. Edge of the box now. Trying to... Oh, Irankunda's down. Still on. Australia really applying the pressure now. Volpato. Volpato's been electric since coming on. Ball comes in. USA just try to scramble it clear. Intense pressure from Australia. Irvine, this is a good run. It's a corner, Australia. I'd love to see the replays of that little moment in the box. Irankunda was bundled over. Chikati involved. Ball into the box. I mean... Reaches into the back of Irankunda. I'm not sure what you guys make of that. It's another big call. Australia have had a couple really decent penalty shouts as the corner is swung in. Misses everyone. Taliano regathers. He swings it up. Has it stayed in play? It's still on Guerrier. Surely. Oh. Whistle blown. Free kick USA. Oh boy, dude, this game. Dude, I mean, the minutes are ticking by, aren't they? The minutes are really ticking by here. We have had a number of stoppages. We could have 7, 8, even more minutes of added time on here. Great opportunity for Australia. Guerrier with that shot that was blocked. The manual says Paraguay will be a lot better in the final game. Can Socceroos break their defense? That's a big question. Timely says so many VAR calls. Let it go. Big moments indeed in this game. I mean, look, that tackle on Irankunda... Richards probably got enough of the ball in the end, but I look at that handball from Berhalter in the box. I mean, I'm not sure why that's not even being looked at. It looked to me to be a clear handball from Berhalter in the box. I'm not sure why that hasn't even been considered to be a penalty. Like, I'd love to hear from someone in the live chat, why is that not a handball? There isn't much argument. There isn't much argument to say it's not a handball. The ball comes down, his arms are out away from his body, and it hits his arm. It's a handball, and it's in the penalty area. I don't see any argument against it. So, this is a free kick on the halfway line, and Volpato is going to take it, and everyone's forward for Australia. Looking for Suter, who's flicked it on here, away by Richards. Volpato for Guerrier. Australia need to score, and we need to score now. Volpato for Irvine. Can't link it up with Volpato, but it's sent in. It's crossed in towards Suter, and the shot from O'Neill sails wide. Oh boy. Well, this game hasn't gone Australia's way. The referee calls haven't gone Australia's way. And with the minutes ticking by, USA are holding on to this 2-goal lead. Credit to Australia for really going for it here, but it's just been far too late. Oh, what's going on here? What's going on in here? There's some players running in. There's a bit of a coming together. Sutar and Balogun involved. Not a whole lot in it, by the looks of things. We don't really need this. From an Australian point of view, we don't need this. We need to get the game on. Referee's going to have some conversations here. We just want to play some football. Well, folks, there's been a lot of stoppages in the second half. We should be seeing a considerable amount. Oh my goodness. Well, the referees just quickly flashed 3 yellow cards in the matter of 1 second. It looks to me to be Sutar, Balogun, and Italiano all booked. We'll get some clarification on that. Well, you could see... I mean, just ridiculous. I mean, Sutar just with a bit of physical contact on Balogun, it's fair contact. And then Balogun has just wrapped his arm around Sutar's head. Whole bit of nothing in it. We just want to get this game on. I mean, I think we should be seeing somewhere in the vicinity of 10 minutes added on here. There hasn't been all that much football played in the second half, in reality. Whoa, free kick goes the way of USA. Not sure how that has been called there. Australian players cannot believe it. How has that gone the way of USA? Well, unfortunately, the referee's calls have not gone Australia's way this game. Another look at the there is no way that's a free kick. There is no way that's a free kick. That is embarrassing. That right there is embarrassing. That's the worst of the calls all day, folks. It's a fair... Both players just going up for the ball. There is no way that's a foul. I'm sorry, there is no way that's a foul. It's never a foul. Well, Australia are playing against the referee calls today. It's a real shame. It's a real shame, folks. It really hasn't gone Australia's way. It's hard to conceive how that call could be a free kick to the USA in any way. I'm not saying that it should have been a free kick to Australia. It just should have been play on. It was just both players going up to head the ball, making fair shoulder-to-shoulder contact. It's what we see every moment of every football game. And somehow it's a free kick to the USA. So Australia have been up against it in this contest, unfortunately. Just 6 minutes added on. Only 6 minutes. Tell you what, if you go back and look at this second half, there could be double that amount of added time. Australia have to send everything forward now. Volpato on the ball. Does well to beat his defender. He's still going, Christian Volpato. He's been Australia's best player in the second half. Italiano swings it in. It's a pretty poor cross in the end. Has it stayed in play? No, it's a goal kick. Blinker says, you know, it's not a great performance when both teams are getting fired up. Not an excuse for the scoreline, though. Manuel agrees, says it should be 10 minutes added on. 6 minutes does not feel like enough. Like, we've had numerous stoppages. There's been injuries. We had the hydration break. We had, dude, the moment before when the referee had to talk to the players and yellow cards, that was like 2-3 minutes there alone. We should be having over 10 minutes. Really disappointing stuff, unfortunately. It's disappointing. Even just from a neutral point of view, for neutrals watching this, it's quite disappointing, I think. Australia have been up against it in every aspect today. Long ball for Balogun. Bringing his teammate into it. Ball across the face. Balogun has to track it back. 2 minutes out of the 6 already played. Irankunda. He's been taken. That has to be a foul. I'm sorry, that has to be a foul. It is. It's a yellow card for Richards. Just completely nowhere near the ball, just taking out Irankunda. So Australia finally get a call that goes their way, folks. It's come in the 93rd minute. It's come in the 93rd minute, and Australia finally have a call that goes their way. It was heavy contact on Nestor Irankunda. What's going on here? The referee is currently down to being with cramp. As we speak, Aidan O'Neill is currently stretching out the calf and hamstring of the referee. Well, bizarre scenes. How often do you see this? The referee has cramp seemingly. Oh, well, this is bizarre. This is bizarre. As John said, John says in the live chat, ref is running down the clock. Oh my goodness. Are we about to get a replacement referee for the last few minutes? Some pickle juice has been brought to the field. There's a doctor on the pitch who is currently in conversations with a ref. Some water's been brought on. Goodness me, I don't think I've ever seen... I mean, I've seen like on a few occasions here and there, like referees have to be replaced because they've like unfortunately hurt themselves. I've never seen in my years of watching football, I've never seen this before. Referee pulling up with cramp towards the end of the game. This is a joke, says Tarnley. And Alex says yellow card to Sutar for causing the ref's cramp. Well, it is bizarre scenes. This has been a pretty bizarre second half. And that's another couple minutes that we need added on there at least. It's been a strange football game. Long ball for Australia. Cleared away. It's been a funny game of football. 2 first half goals for the USA. Metcalf, short for Italiano. Sorry, Volpato, in fact, on the ball. He's sending one in, and his cross is just far too deep. Well, Australia have just lacked the quality today. Final changes for the USA right at the end of this game now. I mean, what do you put it down to? Where do you look? A result that hasn't gone Australia's way. And not much has gone Australia's way today, that's for sure. Rayner and Wright on for USA for the final moments. I mean, we've played the full 6 minutes that have been added on, but we haven't actually played all of them, of course. There could be another 2. There should be at least another 2 or so minutes to play. I mean, that substitution, there should be really another 3 minutes to be played at least. Irvine, Irankunda. Irankunda's been bundled over, but he's going to keep going here. Nestor Irankunda trying to get it in. Defense is there to clear. USA, credit to them. They defended well in the second half as Australia have really pushed. USA on the ball, striding forward for a third. Might be offside there. It's Wright who's away for USA. Still going here, Wright. Australia with numbers in the way. And the offside flag is raised late. Patrick Beach just sends it long as Australia look to try and get something out of this game. Sails out of play. How much more time will be played? USA sending it long here, down the left. Great chance for the USA to seal it. They've got options there at the back, but Chikati claims it. It's full time in Seattle. USA win 2-0 over Australia. Australia truly up against it today in more ways than one. Really disappointing scenes, unfortunately. But ultimately, Australia weren't good enough today. Overall, the game was considerably worse compared to the game that we saw play out against Turkey 8. Defensively, a bit more shaky. And ultimately, just not enough quality on the ball for Australia. We showed some real energy for the final quarter of the game, but not enough in the end. Jamie says, congrats. It was all a test to see if the money would tempt you into supporting the other team. Never in doubt, bro. That would never happen, Jamie. No amount of money would make that happen. But I really appreciate the kind super chats today, Jamie. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, man. Blinkers says, I feel we just played with the wrong starting lineup. Second half was better for us. Bring on Paraguay. Look, still very excited for the Paraguay game, man. We're going to be up for that one. Huge opportunity again in the final group stage game against Paraguay. As we speak, folks, Tony Popovic is having some very strong words with the referee. Very strong words with the referee as we speak. Big feeling following this game. It's quite obvious, I think, to all observers that there were some refereeing calls that, I don't know, could have even just been considered to go Australia's way. Those VAR calls that were just not looked at. Again, we look at that handball about halfway through that second half. Still struggling to comprehend how that wasn't given. Soda 7630 says, can you see Popper starting with Volpato, Irinkunda, and Metcalf next game? I think there's a chance. I mean, those guys clearly made a difference. They clearly made a difference, hey. Alec, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Really appreciate that. We've got Bacon Gaming, Cookie Monster, YBFC, Beyond the Yellow, and I am Owen jumping on the memberships. Shout out to Alec for gifting those memberships. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate that. We've got a whole bunch of members-only live streams, members-only videos on the channel that we've got coming out on the way. I mean, there's a lot of aspects to look at in this game in regards to where it went wrong for Australia. Perhaps that starting 11. Nishan Volupale and Matt Leckie were the 2 changes for the game, with Irinkunda and Metcalf on the bench. And those 2 guys just struggled to make an impact, unfortunately. Volupale and Leckie, they both worked hard, but that first half was just poor for Australia. Really, really poor. Again, for that last half an hour or so, we showed just great fight. There was a great spirit, I think, shown in that second half, but it just wasn't falling our way, unfortunately. And credit to USA, who defended really, really well for the final stages of the game. But ultimately, we just didn't create any clear-cut chances. There weren't any clear-cut chances. There were a couple of shots on target, but, I mean, actually, stats are going to be interesting, aren't they? To be fair, I mean, USA really didn't create much in that second half. They had a couple opportunities, but that second half felt pretty even in the end. In fact, looking at the stats from FOTMob, USA only had 1 shot at goal in the second half. They had it sealed up at halftime. So the stats in the end, USA 62% possession, Australia just with 38. USA, 10 shots at goal, just the 2 on target. Of course, that doesn't include both goals. One of those goals, of course, but of course, Cameron Burgess, unfortunately, putting the ball in his own net for that own goal, for that first goal for USA. Australia ended the game with just 5 shots and 2 on target. Interestingly enough, how about this? Both teams had the same number of touches in the opponent's box, 19 touches in the opponent's box. That's the same for both teams. Those stats coming from FOTMob. Very interesting. So Australia pushing in the end, but 19 touches in the box, 5 shots, just the 2 on target. Yeah, it just feels like that maybe the starting 11 probably should have looked a bit different. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking in the end. So look, it's a disappointing result for Australia. USA sail through to the knockout stage. Bacon says Australia underperformed, but we could have done better if the ref wasn't rigging it. I mean, there were certainly some questionable calls from the referee, that's for sure. So, we look to the game against Paraguay coming up next week. It's a game that I think we are capable of winning. Very, very curious to see how the game later today plays out. That is Turkey taking on Paraguay. It'll be very, very interesting indeed. Alex says we can't finish. We have no sauce in the box. I do wish that Moture had stayed on. Maybe, I mean, he was one of those players to make way at halftime with Irankunda coming on to lead the line. But it would have been fun to see Toure start and Irankunda alongside him with Volpato and Metcalf in there as well. Even Metcalf could have played in midfield to finish the game there in the end. But it's all, we're talking about what could have been in the end for Australia. This game has ended in defeat. But I think we should still be optimistic about getting a good result against Paraguay, progressing through to the knockout stage. Have to aim for second spot in the group. Malak asks, Lockie, will you be going to one of the live sites for the Paraguay game? I'm still considering it, yes. It would be great to get to one of the live sites for that final group stage game. It'll be much more comfortable kick-off time as well for Australians. On the east coast of Australia, midday kickoff. That's next Friday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. Dryosaurus says, just going to beat Paraguay indeed. Second place would still be good. And a draw should be enough against Paraguay. A draw should be enough against Paraguay to get through to the knockout stage. Why not 7-2-6-2 says, congrats to the USA. We need to get back to playing with no fear. Yeah, I think in the first half, we saw a bit, it felt like we were a bit rattled in the first half. We were playing with a little bit of fear, I think, in the first half, weren't we? Tarnley does say that no plan B. Irankunda has no aerial threat. Crossing to him makes no sense. I agree. We did see that a little bit in this game, and it's just not an option. Look, I don't mind him coming on to play that central attacking role. You get him in behind with his pace. That's the way to go. But, yeah. He worked hard, Irankunda. He was good, I thought. He was good. In that second half when he came on. But yeah. I mean, rent-free, that's a hot take. It says, I don't think Australia making out of the group. I mean, that would mean results would have to go certainly against Australia for the rest of this group stage. I'm still confident that Australia will make it out. I think Australia are more than capable of getting a good result against Paraguay. Christian Weir says, our starting wingers were a mistake in the lineup. Yeah, I mean, it's easy to look at that, especially considering that those were the 2 changes from the Turkey game, starting Volupele and Leckie. Questionable changes, perhaps. Look, it's not just on those guys. Overall, the first half was very, very poor from Australia in every aspect, even defensively. Yeah. Mike says, don't blame the rest for Volpato missing an open goal. I don't remember Volpato missing an open goal. I'm trying to recall that. Australia. I mean, we just didn't have quality chances in the end, hey. The effort was there in the second half, but ultimately not able to create those quality chances, hey. Jason says, Volupele and Leckie did not do the job. Malak says, unfortunately, Volpato won't start. I think because his fitness isn't up to standards. He is the most dangerous as an impact sub. I mean, yeah, I wonder what his fitness is at. He was obviously a late inclusion to the World Cup squad for Australia. If he's fit, I would start him against Paraguay. I would. I think he showed his quality today. When he was on the ball, he was clearly a whole lot more effective compared to some of the other attackers that were involved today. So I personally would like to see Christian Volpato start. I think to have his influence on the game from the get-go would be great. And look, against Paraguay, he might have some more opportunities. Paraguay is going to be a very difficult test once again for Australia, but I think we are capable of getting a result in that game. I think we are. In the end, it's a 2-0 win for the USA, defeat for the Socceroos. It is nowhere near done for Australia. 3 points on the board already after that win against Turkey. And a big game against Paraguay coming up next week. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss our Socceroos content. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. Enjoy the World Cup action. We'll definitely be keeping a close eye on that Turkey-Paraguay game later today. Big game in Group D coming up on the way. But in the end, it's USA 2, Australia 0. It didn't fall Australia's way in the end. And it's all eyes on that Paraguay game next week. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Hit the like button before you head out. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.